Hi everyone, welcome to another episode where we are interviewing candidates from PSP, that's Progress Singapore Party. And in the studio with me this morning, I have Jeffery. Khoo. Hi Jeff, welcome to the show.
Hi Craig, thank you for having me on your show.
Oh, no problem. We're glad to have you here. So Jeffery, as you all know, he's a candidate for PSP, right? So he's going to become famous. Becoming a politician, hoping to get themselves chosen and elected into parliament. So you get to know a bit more about him, but that's not the purpose of why we are meeting with Jeffery today. The purpose for today's interview is to get to know a bit more of the personal side of Jeffery. So we're going to find out which school he went to, where he grew up in, and things like this. So he's agreed to share some of his family photos and things like this to show the timeline of him growing up. So, Jeff, where were you born? I mean, in Singapore or overseas?
I was born in Singapore.
So you're true blue Singaporean.
True blue Singaporean, born to Singapore parents, married a Singaporean wife, so everything Singaporean.
Everything
Studied in Singapore also, all the way. Yeah.
Okay, lovely. So, were you born at the KK Hospital like many Singaporeans or?
No, I was actually born at Glen Eagles Hospital.
Oh,
coincidentally, my son is also born there. Yeah, so it's a pretty good coincidence for me.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you're Glen Eagles, okay. And most Singaporeans were born at KK Hospital, Karang Kerbau Hospital. So what about when you were growing up? Like anyway, is any pictures of you as a child?
Yeah, there are some of them there.
Oh, okay. Let's look at the first picture coming. Oh,
black and white.
That's you with mommy.
Yeah.
Oh my, you were, wow.
Yes,
Where was this?
1 month old. That was at Bukit Timah, a place called Balmoral Crescent, where my grandfather had a house there.
Oh, at Balmoral Crescent.
Yeah,
oh,
this
okay.
a long time ago.
So you were about 1 month old.
Yeah, 1 month old.
Okay. Well, lovely. So are you the eldest?
Yes, I'm the eldest son for my mom. Yeah, my dad. Yeah.
Okay. So where did you grow up in your formative years?
Actually, it was a little bit of a mix, right? Because my mother came from a more well-to-do family, and my father not so well-to-do, and he's kampung baru boy, in those shop houses, and so we ended up somewhere in the middle, right? I ended up staying in Queenstown instead, HDB, terrace house for many years. And so that's where actually I spent a lot of time growing up.
What fond memories do you have there while growing up?
I think the swimming pool was at the back, it's still there now.
Did you do things like catch spiders
catch cats, bring home, don't tell parents, things of the nature everything that a little boy at the age will do.
Would have done, right?
Have a lot of friends,
But was it more like a kampung style or not really a kampung style? It's
not really a kampung style, but because they weren't really actually well-to-do people in general, because across the streets you had this 1-room, 2-room flats those days, and a lot of great friends there. I mean, things were different, right? I mean, we're not that rich, so we go to the cake shop, and you don't go buy a complete cake. What you do is you go and buy the parts of the cake left, 60, 70 cents, all the remainder stuff, right? And that's what some of my friends and myself used to do, right? And then every now and then you got a little bit more money, you go across and buy a scoop of ice cream at the old Queenstown Theatre. So there were also good days, right? And all these friends were not actually from a neighborhood school. A lot were from my ACS friends. So ACS not only had the rich and the famous and the powerful, right? They also had guys like us.
Regular guys, regular Joes.
I think it's below regular those days. So I used to stay there, right? So it was a different environment. I enjoyed it. I think it formed me.
Which ACS were you at the primary?
I was at ACS Junior School.
Where was that?
Barker Road.
Oh, there, Barker Road.
Yeah.
So you were there all the way from primary 1 to
6, and then after that, secondary school
as
ACS.
well. Okay. Let's see what's the next photo you have coming up for us here. Oh, that's a family outing. That's you and who's in this picture?
I have my dad had a family before that, so that's my eldest sister there, and myself, my younger brother, and my younger sister in my dad's arms.
Oh, so your dad remarried lah?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. The youngest one in your dad's arms is your sister.
Yeah, the small one is my sister, my younger sister.
Is it the one on the extreme left is your
elder sister.
Oh, the elder sister. Okay, so it was you're the firstborn in your family lah.
Correct.
Oh, you're taiko lah in that sense lah to them lah.
Oh,
so it's you, your younger brother, and your younger sister.
I have a lot of respect for my elder sister. So
I'm sure
we are very much family.
From their side, how many kids do they have?
Three.
Also, altogether 6 lah in that sense lah. Oh, your dad remarried What,
Well,
because
mid 40s. Yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
I see. Okay,
Yeah,
okay. But it's good that you are still able to coexist and
Yeah,
live together comfortably as one family. That's
Yeah.
wonderful. Okay, let's see what's the next picture you have here. And this is?
Oh, this is when I was in Stirling Road. So, you know, I had a terrace house, upstairs,
Ah.
downstairs. And then, you know, the kitchen was open to the back.
Yeah, I can see. Like you can go just walk out
Yeah,
to the
yeah,
back of the house.
it's the back, right? And then people used to grow pandan leaves and all that.
Right. You know, in those days, right? I mean, life is a little bit more carefree.
Yeah.
I mean, you can just leave the gate open like that, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
like bo kia lang
Yeah,
jeep like that.
bo tai chi lah.
Bo tai
No
chi,
problem,
right?
no problem.
Yeah. Life was a little bit more relaxed and more carefree.
Yes, correct,
Now
correct.
people quite paranoid. Everything a lot.
Yeah.
By the way, what's your dialect group?
I'm Hokkien. Yeah, Hokkien dialect.
Mom
group.
and dad are both Hokkiens? Or?
My mum is Peranakan, so I speak a little
Peranakan
bit Malay.
still got.
Boleh cakap Melayu lah.
Yeah,
So,
but Chinese, right? Your mom. So
my mum is Chinese. Then
still got some either Hokkien
mainly
or-
Hokkien, and then my dad will be Hokkien lah.
oh, your mom is Peranakan.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
same.
so
lah.
it was,
I'm 100% Peranakan.
was Hokkien.
Although Hakka, my mom and dad, we were both Hamtui one.
Oh, something, yeah. And my Hokkien, I mean, at a younger age, you learn it from all the expletives lah, unfortunately, and then you slowly try to get out of it. So I'm a common guy, you know. I mean, I'm a common guy. I'm not the sinless.
We'll try not to use any Hokkien expletives in the
We'll try.
show today.
You try.
Okay, so who's in that picture with you? Is it your?
My sister, my younger sister, and then my mum.
Okay. So, mom and dad are they
Oh, my
still
mum and dad have already passed away a couple of years back.
Oh,
right?
sorry
Because
to
my
hear
dad
that.
is married at 45, so you can imagine, and I'm
Oh.
already 50 odd, you know. So yeah.
Oh, if he's alive, he'll be in his 90s.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
oh. So who left first? Mom left first or dad left
Dad
first?
left first, then followed by my mum.
Oh,
yeah.
I see. I'm sure you have fond memories about
Yeah,
them, lah. Okay, lovely. Let's see what's the next picture you have coming up. And this
This is also one of those many little birthdays that we
Whose
held.
birthday was
Queenstown.
it?
This was my dad's.
Oh.
Yeah, this was my dad's birthday.
Oh,
right.
your dad quite dressed up quite well, lah. It's his birthday, lah.
Yeah. My dad always dressed up very well. He always used very good, cologne. Yeah, always very prim and proper.
Oh,
yeah.
excellent, man. So this was his, which birthday was this?
Wow.
You guys?
This I think is probably
Maybe about 50
probably
plus.
about
for your
50
dad?
plus
50
already,
plus.
yeah,
You're about that age.
Yeah.
So that was you.
Yeah, that's
next
me.
to your
Yeah,
dad.
yeah, that's me,
Oh, you were quite tan also.
Yeah, I
And
had
maybe
all
running
kind-
running around outside and
Yeah.
having fun.
Correct.
So how was life like studying in the ACS from primary 1 all the way to primary 6, right?
Yeah, I think it was a very interesting time because, you know, you had a lot of friends that actually could afford things that you could not afford, right? You could not afford, and then you try to sort of rationalize, hey, how come I don't have this, 286 computer or whatever you call those, those were the days. So you make yourself happy with other things, right? You have friends that actually, have other hobbies. You know, we used to actually do a lot of physical sports, play badminton, stuff like that. So we occupied ourselves. Yeah.
So what is your primary school, what was the fondest memories you have when you were at ACS?
I think a lot of the fond memories came from gathering together and going to all-night, beach barbecues with my friends.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
and all in the neighborhood guys, you know. So we some buy sausages, some buy, and then we just take a bus and we go to East Coast and then spend the whole night there. Yeah.
All right, excellent. Okay, let's look at the next picture that you have coming up. What this is? What
These
is
are
this?
all my ACS friends. I think about 2 years back, we decided to gather. And you know how ACS works? We have primary school and then secondary school, and so some of us have kept in contact for a very, very long time. You know.
Wow.
I think this is the batch of 85, if I remember.
So from how far back do you all go?
Some primary school, you know, some
Really?
even, some
Wow,
primary school.
that is so good, man. I mean,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
from primary 1 until now, and
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
already about 50, right?
Yeah,
yourself?
50,
Wow,
yeah.
that means you've been together for, wow, that's fantastic. Assuming you started school at 7, right?
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like 40 over years,
Yes,
you know?
yes, correct.
Wow.
They tend to have a very strong alumni, and I think some of them are in politics, as you know. So
Oh, some of them are in politics
yeah,
also.
not this group, but there are some that are in politics that are not in that photo.
Okay,
Yeah, but
okay.
ACS is full of politicians.
Well, you are following in the mold. You're the next one. You're also becoming a politician. All right, so it's great to know that, you know, that friendships can last so many decades. And you know,
Yeah.
I mean, you say 50, not that old, but the amazing fact that like 40 over years is I also have such kind of a relationship with my friends, you know, because I'm from a mission school, the Gabrielite brothers so Assumption, Montfort, all these
Right.
sort of schools, so it's quite endearing. Right. So, Jeffrey, then you spent secondary school in ACS. Was it Barker as well?
Yes, Barker.
So primary 6. Oh, that means you spent 10 years
Yeah,
of
yeah,
your life
yeah,
in
yeah,
ACS.
yes, yeah.
Oh, that's quite a long spiel.
Yeah.
After that, you went on to JC.
I went on to,
What's the
yes,
next photo you have there?
NJC.
Oh, I'm surprised you
Yeah.
went to NJC. I
Yeah.
mean, normally like you Barker Road, then ACS all the way, you would have gone to ACJC, right?
I have some friends from ACS, they went to RJC. I think you may know some of them.
I mean, yeah, okay. So any particular reason why you went to NJC instead of ACJC?
The main reason was that my results were pretty good. So it might, to my parents at least, they say, hey, it's maybe more worthwhile to go for one.
Oh, because the entry requirement for NJC was higher, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I see,
So,
I
and,
see, I see, I see.
And that changed a lot in my life, because that was when I started to be interested in singing. And so I started off with a sing yao group, you know. So
wow.
I had some pictures of that too, you know.
We'll come to that
We'll
later.
come to that
Oh,
also,
okay. So that developed in your JC years?
Yeah,
or?
because we had a canteen there, and you know, at that age you want to attract girls, so you know there are people playing guitar there, and then you sit one corner, and you know, things like that.
Now we know why he was doing the singing. He was trying to get to know the girls. You cannot blame him, because why ACS is an all boys school, no. So for 10 years, no chaboy in the class.
Yeah.
Let's hardly go ACJC. I mean the NJC. Wow, got girls in the class.
So you need to behave in a certain way. You need to find your way around.
Was the transition awkward when you suddenly had?
Not so bad, because I've got sisters around and all that. Yeah, so no.
Yeah, because I still remember, like in my primary school, it was all boys, you see. Then suddenly when I went to Sec 1, hey, how come got girls in the class? How are we supposed to behave? You know, there's a bit of a transition kind of thing. So, okay, so this was your class from, but it seems to have more girls than...
NJC, yeah.
And NJC, seems to have more girls than guys, or a good mix.
A good mix, probably
mix,
about 50-50.
Yeah, you know, by the way, some of your PSP colleagues, right, are also from ACS.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
Logan is...
yes, Logan,
yes. Done an interview with Logan. He was also like you all the way, primary 1 up to Sec 4, you know,
that's right.
all the way through. But of course, he went to a different, was a brat boy, but he was in ACJC.
Correct.
So he's
considered one of us too. ACS.
He's considered, as long as you've been in the
system.
Yeah,
that's it.
Member for life.
Yeah.
All right. So from there, where did you go on to after that? Which university did you?
I went to NUS. So you know, at some point, you know, when everybody was interested in medicine, I finally realized that I was scared of blood and needles and you know anything of that nature, right?
So you actually you could have made it to medicine.
So I was. I mean, there were opportunities to go that direction, but you know, I couldn't. I would faint, so it doesn't really work.
Now we know why he didn't become a doctor. So what was your course?
I finally did. I did what they call biology, right? So biology would include both the plant side and animal side, right? So I did that for my first 3 years.
Not a vet, not to become a vet.
No, not vet. And then the last one would, and after that I did my honours year specifically in botany. So I'm a botanist. I look at plants.
Okay, man.
They don't bleed, so it's okay.
And trees are good for the environment, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So is that the nature of your work right now?
Yeah, it is the nature. I'm very blessed the fact that I'm one of the few that graduated that's still doing something that he learned before.
Related to what you studied.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
So what is your focus now? I mean, you've always been in this line of work now, or?
I've been always in this line of work, on and off.
So specifically, what do you do?
I think currently a lot of work I do would be in agriculture insurance. So I travel a lot to plantations, I visit fish farms, and to ascertain the risks and then insure them. Yeah.
Also, you're also an insurance man at the same time.
Yeah.
Also,
but specifically for this.
For this agriculture sector.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because insurance is so wide, right? But
yes.
you're specializing in the.
Correct.
But do you go more to the animal side or the plant side?
More towards the plant side. I mean, it's my natural affinity to run around the forest, plantations, something I'm used to. Yeah.
So you go very off the beaten track when you go into the jungle, 4-wheel drive, all these sort of things.
Always. 4-wheel drive, you sit until your back hurts, you know. Because there are no real roads there, you know. Some of it is just little pathways. So had to go through all of that. It's tough, you know. You go, you stay in some of these places. You really know life.
But your work is definitely not boring, in the sense that you're not stuck in an office. You're always on the go. So that means you travel around the region or even further?
I travel around the region. Mainly, currently I take care of APAC, so I travel around the region. and I've worked in various places lah. I ran plantations in Malaysia. I've also worked for a China company for fertilizers. So not only insurance, but basically agriculture in general.
I see. You know, ever since this COVID thing happened, right, around the world, well, food security is a very big issue, right?
Yes.
So does that impact you in any way?
It does impact me in the sense that I try to champion a lot about food security. I talk in quite a fair bit of conferences about smallholder farmers that produce 70% of our food, right?
Wow.
They produce a lot, you know. It's not only the big guys. The small guys, a lot of them. And if they go into a stressful situation and they are entering poverty, then we have a problem because if they don't produce food, you know, finally we're going to get it.
We go hungry,
yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. And that's also a challenge, right? Because there's the world population is like, what will be now?
Well,
7 billion?
Yeah, correct.
Will we be able to like produce enough food eventually when we reach 10 billion? Like that's a phenomenal amount of people, you know.
Yeah.
Will we run out of food?
The short answer, at what we are doing now, yes. but you see, technology will catch up. People will find ways to actually produce more food. More food, greater yields and all that. Yeah.
Okay. Because everything, like, sometimes, especially in Singapore, you talk about food, right? There's a lot of wastage that goes on.
Yes, that's right.
Especially when we go to the supermarket, right? Yeah. We want the vegetable to be near perfect, the vegetable or the fruits, right. no pork mark, no nothing, everything else. There's a huge amount of wastage. Doesn't mean it's not fit for human consumption, right?
Correct. I think you're talking about perfectly looking food, right? You know, the truth of the matter is that, you know, I usually get a bit worried if it's too good looking.
Why?
You know, because you pesticide, all the chemicals, all this thing, right? Generally, if the guy has a little bit of, insect bites and all that, it's fine. No?
So would you then say that because the pesticide level is so high, even the insects will not go near, and then we humans are eating it?
Yeah. So you need to watch it carefully. Okay, listen, watch it carefully.
So you all know, organic stuff is safer. No, the vegetable look too good. The pesticide level could be deadly to us over the long term. Okay, let's see what's the next photo you have. And what is this?
This is
talking about singing, right?
Singing days, you know, while I was in NJC. Then we had a small group and we went to contest in, I think that's the first inter-school sing-out competition. So
inter-school?
Yeah, that's all the junior colleges, secondary schools. And we won the first one, my group, so we won the first one, yeah.
You mean were you all a choral group? Or
there are all together 4 of us. So
but singing individually or together?
All together.
So in perfect harmony.
All the harmonization. So that's when I started. That was 1987.
Oh, was there a name to this group?
Di Ping Xian, Horizon.
Di Ping Xian.
So for ACS guys, it's odd, really odd.
Because English speaking, very
exactly.
much, right? Then
people say, what are you doing? What are you doing? How come you're singing this kind of thing?
Was it Mandarin or Hokkien or
Mandarin?
Oh, Mandarin song. Sing Yao has to be Mandarin song. Also, you were ACS boys don't normally sing Mandarin, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah. But many came after me that ACS that also sing Mandarin. JJ Lin, all this ACS.
Oh, okay. So you guys were the trailblazer, in a way, maybe. And what was the other picture?
This is when after getting the bug for singing, I went to join a television competition.
Wow, up the ante.
Yeah, I went to join. I think one of the reasons was that, during the time when you're in the army, you always wanted a reason to get out, right? So this is a good reason to get out. the officer said, okay, you got to go for rehearsal, so let you out. So if I got all the way to the finals, I would have got out about 3-4 times. So it was good.
Okay, talking about army, where were you?
I was a signaller.
You were a signaller?
HQ,
Okay, interesting. So in that contest, you took part in, organized by who?
That was SPC during those days.
Wow, for those of you who don't remember, those who are old enough, it was called RTS, Black and White Days. That's Radio Television Singapore. Then it became SPC, which is Singapore Broadcasting Corporation, and then it became TCS, Television Corporation of Singapore, and today is called MediaCorp. Until today, I still got people say TCS.
Yeah.
stuck
they will know how old you are when you say that.
You
say SBC worse.
Or even worse. Yeah, correct. So you came in what?
I came in third. This was an amazing thing that I actually came in third because I lost my voice, Then my parents were busy giving me all kinds of fruit juice, all these things. And after I finished that thing, I lost my voice again. So it was a pretty good experience.
What was the song you sang for this competition?
It was all the television series songs.
Also in Mandarin.
Okay.
Wow, so you discovered you got that talent But you never considered that you might want to go the professional way?
I wanted at some point, then my mum said, I'll break your legs if you don't go to
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that was the end of it.
Probably, they felt that it was not that viable career, is it? Okay, understand. Let's see what you have got lined up for us. What's the next picture?
So I went to the university and I did botany, as I shared earlier on.
Yes.
So this is a photograph of my classmates during the honours year where we went to Indonesia, one of the islands, and stayed a couple of days in a forest. It was an experience, right? I mean, the mosquitoes and everything else, right? But this was just part of it because my honours year's thesis was on this large forest trees called dipterocarps. So I spent a lot of time in the forest. Those trees that last about 100 years.
Oh. Yeah. But deforestation is a serious problem, right?
Yeah, it's a serious problem. Actually, it boils down to greed.
Why can't they replant?
Replant takes time. Dipterocarp, it can grow for about almost 100 years. So some trees, but of course, having said that, technology, we do have tissue culture and many other ways to actually get the tree to grow faster. So we do have that going on, and they can do that, right? It's a matter of whether you want to use the land to grow the trees again.
Yeah. But the thing is that, from what I understand, right, there are things that you talk about, what do you call it, a virgin forest, and then there's an ecosystem inside there.
That's right.
And then these people come, they just cut down all the trees, and then the animals all where to move to.
Yeah, correct.
And then the other problem is what is called monoculture, right? For example, all those oil palm plantations, they just clear and then. Although it's still trees, but then it's a monoculture, the whole ecosystem has been upset.
Disrupted.
The balance is gone.
That's right.
So how do they resolve this kind of issues?
I think it is difficult to resolve because it's a human nature to want to make a lot of money out of the land.
Yeah.
So it's difficult. I've been very clear about it. At the end of the day, it's the nature of man, right? I mean, if you want to make money.
On your side, you all are in these things. How do you all then work to make it sustainable? I think it
I think you have to advocate about it
and beyond your scope of work,
Yeah, correct.
Do the business that you all are in, do you all talk about such kind of things?
We do. The companies that I've worked for would also advocate only ensuring sustainable plantations. We don't just, anyhowly they call it,
those luan lai one, very tamsi one, just anyhow one, then you all don't insure them.
We don't. If we have situations where, like say, farmers are illegally thrown out and all this, we don't insure these.
Oh, okay, good. So at least you all, in a way, make them raise their
Exactly.
Okay. Because there's that very famous saying, the earth can satisfy our need, but cannot satisfy our greed, right? Yeah. Okay, let's look at the next picture that you have lined up. Oh, that's your graduation.
So graduation, hanging around NUS, taking photographs, with some of my buddies, right? So this is just one of them. I think there are many.
Oh, wow, you are... Oh, okay. That time not wearing glasses yet lah.
Yeah, no. I only started wearing glasses when I'm just last year actually.
Oh,
so it's not bad actually. I kept my eyesight till now.
So your old flower eyes are now.
Yeah. Not really. I think the optometrist, right? Yeah, I think that one eye this, one eye that. So okay. Too much using the handphone. Don't use the handphone too much.
For those who don't understand, when I say old flower eyes, it's a translation from Mandarin 老花眼.
老花眼对吧?
Yeah, 老花 old flower eyes. It's a literal translation. Okay, let's see what's the next thing. Oh, where were you there?
So this is in Zurich. I mean, I worked in a number of countries. This is and worked for a number of corporates. So I did a couple of trips to Zurich, to London.
That's where your principals were located.
Yeah. So I do that pretty often. Okay. So now I've shifted from a Swiss company to a London-based company.
You've gone over to London.
They're
not with the Swiss anymore. I say, because it's now in London, so we've switched our accent. Oh, okay, great. So what's the next photo you have coming up for us? Wow, this one looks quite serious. NUSS, you're giving a presentation or a talk? Or
I have served in NUSS, or National University of Singapore Society. So this is for alumni, the people that graduated from NUS. We do have some associate members. So there's 30% of that are associate members. So I've been a member there since I graduated till now. So about 25, 26 years already.
Oh, okay.
So the past 10 years I served on the management committee.
Oh,
in
wow,
various
upgraded
roles.
already. All
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
man.
Oh, the management committee is I mean, we even have to go for elections to get there, right?
Wow.
Yeah, and we are paid nothing. But the thing is that
But it's the honor
it's the
lah,
honor,
to
yeah,
be,
and to serve and
also
yeah.
have to be elected one lah. So
Yeah,
called
you
lah.
go for election,
Yeah,
right?
of
And
course,
then you
of
have to
course.
make sure people like you and all that. Then
Oh,
and you better do something
so,
for them, right?
So it's good that you have had that kind of training, right? Because when you come for election, in the real GE, that's election, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
You have
yeah.
to make sure the voters like you and
Yeah,
want to vote
exactly,
for you.
okay,
So
exactly.
you have had received training already. Wonderful. Okay, let's look at what else you have prepared for us.
So I have used
there,
my
in your element again.
I used my I mean I wouldn't say my youth skills. I think the time when I was young, learning how to sing, to actually do some fundraising sometimes, and then events I start to sing. So this photo was taken at the Victoria Concert Hall. I think a couple of years back to raise money for the NUS Alumni Bursary Fund.
Oh, bursary fund.
So we helped.
Okay.
So I had.
You were the organizer or you
I
were the
was
performer?
a co-organizer and also a
Oh,
performer.
that means you did two lah. You were
Yeah.
co-organizer and then you also perform. So
Yeah.
were you singing in English or in
I
Mandarin?
was singing in Mandarin actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you have a preference for Mandarin songs, ah?
I think being of Asian descent, it sort of fits me very well. So when I sing, so the
will I be putting you on the spot if you ask you to sing a few bars of one of your favorite songs, so that our audience can hear how melodious your voice is? They don't know. Just sing lah. Just sing
Just
for us to
sing?
hear. Yeah, yeah. What is your favorite song?
favorite song
Break into song lah. I'm sure you can do that.
我和你吻别在无人的街，让风痴笑我不能拒绝。
Wow. That's all. I think they are dying to hear more.
I've got a lot of the YouTube ones. Just go ahead and Google it.
Wow, so you can see, it's not why he's a champion also in his own way. Oh, okay. So do you sing, and besides Mandarin, do you sing Cantonese or?
I sing Cantonese, I sing English, I sing Thai, I sing Tagalog.
Wow, Thai also
Yeah.
Wow. And what Tagalog
Tagalog.
Wow, the Philippines one
Yeah.
Wow, you also quite a linguist,
Yeah.
Very good.
Singing is one thing, right? But actually having a conversation is another. I think because music touches people and it brings out a certain part of me that that most people don't really see when I do business talks. And all that.
Yeah. That's another part of you,
exactly.
Yeah, which is what we are trying to find out a bit more. So, and because Jeffery also he performed right at was it our National Day dinner or
Yes, at the PSP National Day dinner
the
last
dinner
year.
at last year,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
So that was the one where he was invited by Doc and he sang the song. Was it
Impossible Dream,
To
yeah.
dream the impossible. He sang it very, very well because a lot of people when they first see Doc coming up with PSP, right, that he it's the impossible dream lah. No one is going to join you lah. Old man party lah. Oh, those kind of things that happen, right? Let's move on to the pictures and let's see what's the next thing. Oh, tan 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 tan. How old were you when you
I
got married?
was 28 when I got married.
Oh, so in those days, guys and girls marry a bit younger lah.
Yeah.
Oh, so how did you and your wife meet?
In NUS. I mean.
Oh, she's also a botanist like you?
No. She was actually studying maths and so it's under the science faculty.
Oh, so that's how y'all met lah.
Yeah.
So after that, it means y'all graduated when?
It was 1994 for me, right?
So how old were you at that time?
Wow, 25.
24, 25.
Yeah.
Oh, so you didn't have to pak tor so long lah, about 2-3 years, and then
Yeah.
decided to get married now.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
So where did you guys go for your honeymoon?
Oh, we went many places because I mean when I started my job and all that, I worked for my Sunday school teacher, in fact. And then selling cosmetics and all that. So that's my first job. And during that time, I joined a lot of competitions, singing competitions in NUSS and all that. So I actually had about 4 honeymoons, everything paid by competitions.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't spend a single cent for my honeymoon, apart from So I went to Hawaii, I went
you
to
mean
China.
your prices were so good
I
for the
went to
singing
Turkey.
competition?
Yeah, ticket for 2. So me and my wife kept on going.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so you took part in all these competitions and you must have been the champion too?
Yeah, every year. So I just kept on winning until they banned me.
Hokkien lang kong this course is sibei tanjia. So when I think at the competition they see Jeffery 来 okay 啦，打浪也才等处了。
Those were the days.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so when did what's happening next? Wow,
my
3个千金 啊
Yeah, actually 不是千金啦 so there's a boy there.
Oh, there's a boy. I'm sorry, boy, because it's a bit dark. Uncle Craig never see the thing properly in the shadow. Because I've interviewed some of your PSP colleagues, right? And then some of them say, yeah, I got 3 girls. I said, don't worry, girls give better ROI, you know. Because you know why? I mean, honestly, we're all man to man. Sometimes after we are married, we start our family, we tend to forget about our parents. But girls never want. Girls will always say, I don't care, every weekend I must go back and see my mother or father. You know? And then when you're old, I say, Appa, like simi kai bo, what boy pong le chia. You know, that kind of thing, my belly is sick. So it's good, girls are always better. They pay off your full saying, wow, you are rubbing shoulders with some famous people.
I think in my job, all these years in corporate and because of agriculture, I do meet a lot of high-level people, right? And because in NUSS and all these various other appointments I hold, I also tend to meet them.
Right.
So always, going for these events, talking to them, and you realize they're just the common bloke like you and me.
Yeah, of course,
so
because of who they are, the positions they hold.
They can be very good people at the end of the day.
So the one in the center is with President S.R. Nathan, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, okay.
He is, he was a patron to NUSS for a couple of years. One of the best, I must admit. He came for a lot of our events.
He supported you all well.
A very great man.
Okay, that, of course, this introduction on the left-hand side there, that's Tommy Khoo, right?
Yes,
He was an ambassador at large for Singapore, right?
Correct, yes.
And recently he was also making some comments about the foreign worker dorm and all these things. Yeah. So what about the guy wearing the songkok? Who's that?
Oh, that's Vice President Maruf Amin. He's the Vice President of Indonesia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there are some events and I met him.
I see.
Yeah.
And the one below?
The coordinating minister for Indonesia. Yeah. So actually there are many of these that
because you go there very often, right? Also
and I've got many Indonesian friends, and so as a result of which, and business and all that, and the last one with the flag is the president of Afghanistan.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, he was here. We talked a little bit about.
So next time when you become a member of parliament, then you have no trouble. You understand protocol. You understand because you're always mixing around with this kind of people.
Yeah.
All right. That's great. Let's look at any other photos you have. Oh, this is you at work already.
Yeah, this is me always running around plantations, sweating it out. Going to the path less travel, right? Yeah. But it's enjoyable because you see things that nobody else sees, right? And you also appreciate the very basic life, the farmers and and all that. Sort of treasure that what you have.
At least now in Indonesia, we don't have that haze problem so bad. I mean, they don't do so much of open burning, right? At one stage, it was quite bad some years back, right? Until we couldn't even see the whole buildings all clouded up.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So mosquitoes are a problem, or not?
Mosquitoes in those areas, not much.
Not much mosquitoes, fortunately.
Yeah.
So this is where somewhere in Indonesia? Or?
These are some in Malaysia. The other one on the right with the teak wood, that would be in Thailand, Chiang Mai. So we go and look at the plantation, see whether they can catch fire easily.
On average, right? How often are you on the road? I mean,
on average, I would say. In a month, 50%. So I usually travel in the weekdays, see the plantations, and then on the weekends I come home.
Oh, wow, that's quite a lot of traveling you have to do. But now with those COVID things, your travel must be cut down a bit.
Cut down? No, zero.
Zero. So with your kids, hey, daddy's home, or hey, where's daddy leaving for his next trip?
Yeah. Last time is you're back, So now okay you're always there,
Right. It takes a bit of adjustment.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what's your next picture here. That's
some of these are. I think the small ones are actually these are rubber trees plantlets, right? And then these are teak wood. Actually, you're going in to drill the holes and then to see the quality of the wood.
There's a kind of a tree, right, where they have to inject some fungus into it to produce some oil. Agar wood.
Yeah, agar wood.
Yeah. Okay. But then they have to destroy the tree, right? Once they inject the fungus, whatever.
No, actually, the fungus, when you inject it, you will force the tree to actually create a certain amount of resin. That's what you want.
Oh,
yeah.
but do they have to chop down the tree to
No,
get the resin?
they
Also,
don't
the
have to.
tree can still be kept.
Yes, you can. Yeah, you can harvest from the tree.
That means the fungus doesn't kill the tree, lah.
No, it doesn't kill the tree.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't kill the
So
tree.
you were saying behind you, that's all the rubber tree saplings, ah?
Yeah, those are rubber tree saplings. And you're talking about the agar wood. That's agar wood.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I mean, I know a little bit only,
Yeah.
compared to you, ah. Okay, let's see what's the next photo you have here.
Yeah.
And where is this?
Livestock. This is also in Thailand. Yeah, so we insure livestock. We insure all the, cows, goats, all that. Yeah. So we have to do all that. Yeah. So it's under agriculture. It's very interesting. Because kids nowadays don't even see all this. So I take the photographs and I show people.
But our climate here not suitable for rearing sheep, ah.
Yeah. That's certain kinds of sheep can. Yeah.
Maybe more goats, lah.
Yeah.
Because that's why we don't have enough sheep. That's why we couldn't make the mask.
Yeah.
No pun intended, no pun intended, Yeah. Okay. Let's not go down there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what's the next one you have. Oh, this is you with dog.
This is the card that I received from him, a membership card.
Oh,
right?
your membership card.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was the 25th person to join because my number is 25.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Number 25th person, huh?
Because I've known Doc since his presidential election. That's when I got to know him.
Were you helping him in the presidential
I was
election?
a counting agent during his presidential election. So it's a long
see.
time ago. After presidential election, I moved near to his clinic. So he was a doctor. He was my doctor for a while too.
Okay. Is there any other picture after this, or is this the last
no,
photo?
I thought it was good to end with this, is because this is where I am now.
So normally I'll ask you guys, I says, what are some of your hopes, your dreams, and your aspirations for your family and for your country, Singapore? And why you join PSP? Maybe you are comfortable to share with us?
My aspiration is to ensure that we live without fear, be able to speak openly, but responsibly, not just, spout the nonsense, right? You must be able to speak responsibly, but speak openly and not be afraid of any reprisal. Right? And I think that living in that kind of world in Singapore would actually be very productive, when you have ideas there, and then we can share and we find the best ones to move forward. Because again, the incumbents don't have a monopoly on the best ideas.
True.
Yeah, so I would like to have that world where you say, okay, I can say something, I wouldn't have to sort of look behind my back,
or
find out
or get that knock at 3 a.m. in the morning.
I don't think that's happening now, but the thing is, the fear factor is there.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to step up. To say that entering politics, I have no fear, that's not true. Having fear does not mean that you don't step up.
You must have the courage to overcome that fear.
So sometimes you take little steps and you move forward, right? Yeah, of course. I mean, you hear all kinds of stories, but you try to move forward, right? Yeah? And for the sake of, short of being a very cliched statement, for the sake of the next generation, so that they have the opportunity to even have a better political narrative by saying things that they are from their hearts, right?
Yeah. So it's not just about accepting the status quo, it's not cliched, because you have your kids, and I have a son too. So it's like, what kind of a country are they going to grow up in? And with all the issues that we're having, PMETs losing their jobs, too many foreign workers, and Singapore, in a way, are quite funny, because we want to grow our population, right? So we always have this mentality like instant trees. So we do that with people as well, just by migration alone. So that causes other kind of social problems.
Exactly.
So Jeff, we have come to the end of this interview, and thank you very much for taking time off from your busy schedule to be with us. And so we've got to know him a little bit better. And you know something, right? You heard the interview that he could have become a doctor, but because he was afraid of blood and he was afraid of needles, so he chose to study plants. So once again, thank you everyone for joining us in this program, and thanks, Jeff.
You're welcome.
Until the next time when we interview another PSP candidate, we would like to say bye-bye.